Hi, I think I'm on now. Yes. Hi, it's me, Vicki Marie. Hi, all my chatters, all here ready to chat, already chatting as usual. That's my notification that I'm on live. Okay, let's just say hello to everybody who's here so far. Now, Princess, she can't be here tonight. She's going on a ghost hunt. Now, I'm going to do a vote at some point, a poll, see if we want to do like a paranormal chat one evening. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Desi. Hi, David. So that's you all chatting. Desi. Hi, Desi. No naughty steps tonight. No, you're all here on time. Hi, Heather. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Tina. Gosh, hi, Wendy. Hi, Jane JF. Paranormal. Shall we have a paranormal evening one evening? Like, hi, Jackie. I don't know what we do. I'm trying to think if there's any haunted places near where I live because I could go to a haunted place. There is a place. Anyway, we'll think about that. If not, we can just do, talk about it. So I'm really intrigued that Princess has gone on this ghost hunt, and I'm dying to find out how she gets on. Yes, please. Yes, a few people saying yes, please here. I will do a poll, but I think. Oh, Princess, I thought you were on a ghost hunt tonight. Hi, Lady Dog Lover. Oh, everyone's going yes, please, yes, please. Yeah, well, it's intriguing, isn't it? You know what I used to love was that the ghost hunting program with, her name was Yvonne, I think, the one that used to do it, and the Happy Mondays were on it, and she used to take famous people. It was great. I used to love that. Oh, right, well, we'll do that one night. Bit of fun as well, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. Sometimes it's nice to do something that's a bit of fun. Hi, Caroline. Now, so let me just start off with I'm so disappointed, obviously, about the Lionesses, but I'm not going to talk about that much. Only that the referee was totally biased and should have sent off that Spanish player. Anyway, maybe you didn't even watch it, but we'll get over it. We'll get over it. We did well. So we did well. I'm happy we did well, but yeah, the TV just went off then, and social media and everything. We just didn't even want to talk about it, but we'll get over it. There's worse things, what was it? Was it Bill Shankly who said football's not a matter of life or death? It's much more serious than that. Yeah, oh, you watched it, Desi. They did do us proud. Yeah, they'll fight again another time, and they just did so well to get into the final, obviously. They did deserve to score. I mean, I know I'm going to say that a bit, but I'm happy for Spain. At the end of the day, I live in Spain, but I do think we deserved a bit more than that. But anyway, all right. So you're going on your ghost hunt later. Wendy, the referee, was terrible. You know, when that Spanish player kicked the ball away, I can't remember her name, but she already had a yellow card, which she should have had a red card for anyway. And then she kicked the ball away, and under these new rules that they've got now, not only for the ladies' football, but for all football, if you kick the ball away, you get a card. And she went to take the yellow card out of her back pocket, the referee, and then she realised that it would mean a red card, and she put it back in her pocket. But anyway, there you go. What else do I want to say? So, yes, I want to say thank you so much, as always. Thank you for liking, subscribing. I love the way my subscriber count is just creeping up. Like, sometimes if you get I want it to, I'm hoping that the content that I do, people will like And, you know, the subscribers will grow gradually just as they are. So between 5 and 10 subscribers a day, to me, is I'm really happy with. And I've got like subscribers like a lot of you guys that have been with me for such a long time. I'm so grateful for all your views, all your likes. Don't forget to like. And of course, the members, I'm grateful for those of you that have joined. I'm still on 49 members. Who's going to be the 50th member? That's fine. I'm trying to think how I could do like a prize or something, but I don't even really know what I could do. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. The other thing that I'm looking at doing is this. You can do these gifting of memberships, but if you want to, I think it has to be in a live. Oh, thank you. Has to be on a live and you have to opt in. So I don't really understand it. But if people opt in for the gifting of membership, what that means is that if somebody's on a live one day and wants to gift memberships, they can do it and you can receive the gift of the membership. But I don't have any control over it. Like YouTube decides who the membership goes to, but I think they send it to, you know, the people that are most commonly. Anyway, I don't know. It's something to think about. So now, do you know what? I can't even remember where I got this necklace from. It was probably a Chinese shop somewhere over here. I honestly can say I don't remember, but I've had it many, many years. Sometimes I don't wear it because it's quite heavy. You know, because, you know, I like to wear, I always have some sort of a necklace on, always. But in the summer, sometimes they're quite heavy and hot like this. It's okay to sit and wear it now while I'm doing a live, but I wouldn't want to go out, you know, walking the streets with it and that, you know, because it's heavy and it'd be hot. Hi, Angela. Yeah, I'm trying to work out how to do it. I'm trying to work out. Anyway, I will work out sooner or later. So anyone who's joined, thank you. Remember, we've got our members live on Tuesday. I think tarot cards seem to be popular. People might want to do more tarot cards, but I'll probably put some options out before Tuesday and see what you think. Ah, thank you. Anyway, okay, so what's that? Oh, lots of people have sent me super chats, super thanks and super stickers. Some people that are already even members have done that. I really appreciate that. And what's the other thing? Ko-fis, PayPals, etc. All those things. But the best thing is to subscribe, to like the videos, to watch the videos, to participate in the chat, etc. Now, I know and I think what's really especially nice about our community, isn't it? You're all getting to know each other. You know that you know, you're not going to get anybody say anything nasty to you, or, you know, no trolling or whatever. Or if it happens, you know, they're not going to last very long, are they? Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention. You know, I always mention, you know, I get lots of emails and I'm really grateful for the emails, people sending me links and videos, and, you know, I do sort of find out what's going on, suggestions for cases. And I've noticed a little uptick again in people sending me emails asking for the template letters to complain about the Nicola Bulley inquest, etc. I have got a video coming out soon again about Nicola Bulley. The problem with Nicola Bulley, of course, or the Nicola Bulley case, is we all want, you know, we're all sort of outraged and we think that there's more to it and we want things to be looked into more. The problem is that the family don't. And it's the family really that have to do that. You know, it's the family. You know, I know from my own experience with the inquest, and some of you that have written to me and then written off your inquest reports on your loved ones or whatever, that you do have to be connected to the family. I don't think they take a lot of note. The only thing is that I suppose if there's enough volume of us that complain and say things, and, you know, maybe something's going to happen. But I do, you know, this is very difficult. If the family are just happy with what happened, I mean, are they? I don't know, but we'll see. Hi, Rio. Oh, Halloween one, Heather. That's a good idea. I've just got to go back to. I personally. Oh, you've had some bad experiences, Wendy Woo, with paranormal. A Jack the Ripper tour up in London, yeah. Now, oh God, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Somebody said something then. I thought, oh, Halloween. I'm not a lover of Halloween. I actually really don't like Halloween. Well, when I say I don't like it, I don't like. Sometimes you go out in restaurants here. If it's Halloween, all the waiters or waitresses, they're all dressed up as zombies or vampires or whatever. I don't like that. Puts me off my food. I don't mind like a party with a buffet. I've done that. I've had Halloween parties here, and we've done a buffet, and it's just been like, well, when Jack was young, and you know, we've got all my friends around with their kids and that, and the kids loved it, and then it turned into an adults party. We'd all dress up. We all dressed up for years. I might put some pictures on at some point. It's, you know, some of the costumes. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't like going out to restaurants and being served by someone, by Frankenstein or a zombie or whatever. So I'm not a lover of Halloween, to be honest. But anyway. Oh, kids knocking on doors. Oh, Lady Dog Lover, you're going to Turkey to celebrate your 60th at Halloween. Oh, how lovely. So Wendy, you're trying to coach your granddaughter cone florist with. Oh, is that? Do you mean say Florida? I thought you meant Florida. I thought you didn't mean that you were trying to get her to become a florist with you. Yeah. Now in Spain, it's a big thing. Halloween, not Halloween. When I first moved into this little village where I live, and I took my son trick or treating the first. I think we moved in the August. And the first Halloween obviously would have been in it's October, isn't it? Well, nobody knew about trick-or-treating in my village. I mean, this was 25 years ago. Now they all do it. They all know about it. But no, they were like, okay, I'm going trick-or-treat. Okay. You know, they just didn't do it here then, but they do it now. But the trick-or-treating anyway. Gosh, I'm waffling on, so sorry. Sorry, because there will be people on. I'm still here. It's just my there you go. You can see me now. My camera went off. I touched the wire. It's very sensitive, and it just went off. So I'm going to get on with the case that I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm here now. Now, this woman. I mean, this is such an unusual case because I'm back. Oh, yeah, it's because we were talking about the paranormal, Heather. It's because we were talking about the paranormal. Anyway, I'm back now. So this lady, let's say, that we're going to talk about tonight, she is a real sort of, what's the word, anomaly, if you like. It's very rare for a woman to be a serial killer. I mean, it's so rare. And not only it's sometimes you get women in couples that are serial killers with their partners, but it's very rare for a woman, a lone woman, if you like, to be the main protagonist, if you like, to be a serial killer. And this lady that we're going to talk about tonight, Joanna Christine Dennehy, she is a very intriguing character. And she's actually not really a serial killer. You know, I don't know what you know about classifications of killers. I can't believe it, Desi, that you've not heard of this case before. Oh my goodness, because it is a very famous case, especially in Britain. And now there may be people that are watching me over the pond or in Canada, etc., may not have heard of Joanna Dennehy, but she was very famous. Hi, where's Nina? Yeah, very twisted person. But there is, you know, you look at her case, I don't think there's anyone like her, is there? Not even, if you look at, what was her name, Eileen Wuornos in America, she wasn't like this killer. Anyway, let's learn about her. So her full name is Joanna Christine Dennehy, and she was born in St Albans, which of course is a very nice place, in Hertfordshire, in August 1982. And sort of interesting because actually Lucy Letby was born in Hertfordshire as well. So what's going on about Hertfordshire? Big respect. Where's Nina? Oh my God, Wendy's not heard of it either. Anyway, so she was born in Hertfordshire in St Albans in August 1982. So she's probably a Leo like me, but you know, she's a totally different person from me. So she'll be 41 now. Now, to all intents and purposes, she had a very nice childhood, very privileged childhood. I mean, later on, she did say to one of her lovers later on that her father abused her, but it's not thought that there's any, because she actually also told him that not only her father abused her, but she murdered him, but which she didn't, because he's actually, well, he was certainly still alive not long ago. I'm not sure if he's still alive now. So she's a liar as well. So there's no reason for anyone to think that she did have any problems in her childhood. We'll see later on, we'll see a sister being interviewed, and a sister says no. So anyway, we'll see. I've got to stop reading the chat because I'm looking at my notes and then I'm looking at the chat because I'm so nosy. This is the problem. I am so nosy that I'm trying to read the chat and do it. I can't. So I'm just going to concentrate on the story. If I miss anyone coming in, I'm so sorry. But I've just got to concentrate on this story. So she left home at 16. So she was obviously, you know, not happy at home for whatever reason. And in 1999, she became pregnant. She was only 17. But she was fuming apparently because she did not want children. And this is what her ex-partner, John Trainer, says. Now, he's the father, she has 2 children because later on she became pregnant again. And he's the father of her 2 children. And he said that she didn't actually really want children. Anyway, it was after the birth of her first child that she started drinking, taking drugs and self-harming. But despite that, she went on to have a second child and became pregnant again in 2005. So that's 6 years after the first child. Eventually, John Trainer, he left her because he was too worried about her unpredictable behaviour. She was cheating on him left, right and centre. She was self-harming. And he felt that she was a threat to him and their family. And of course he was right. And thank God he did get out of it. Hi, Rabbit Man. Well, the thing is, you, Princess, you can all just chat And I'll just tell this story. I just worry about missing people coming in and missing saying hello to them, because I know people like it when I say hello to them. And I like it when I say hello to them. So, yeah, he left her because he felt that she was a threat. And, you know, he was right, obviously. So I'm not sure why she, you know, was it drugs or drink that made her, or was she already self-harming? No, it just seemed to me. Or is she one of those people, you know, we've talked about this before on my channel, are some people just born evil? Because at the end of the day, both her and her sister, and as I say, we'll see her sister talking later, and, you know, you just... Well, we'll see Joanna herself talking. She doesn't come over. You know, is it the drugs? Is it the drugs? Is it the drink or whatever that took over? Because to me, she seems totally detached. Or was she just a psychopath? So it wouldn't have mattered, you know, that she just can't help it because she was born bad. She was born that way. That's possible as well. Hi, Saskia. Hope you're feeling okay tonight. Oh, I know the chatters will take over and make sure you're okay. So, yeah, she moved to Peterborough. And that's where she met Gary Stretch. This guy would do anything for her. Now, you'll see him later. In fact, we should look at a picture of her now, shouldn't we? We'll look at a picture of her and him. But later we will actually see a bit of CCTV of him. And this Gary Stretch, he's massive, massive guy, but he was totally under her spell. And he could easily have, what's the word, you know, stopped her in the things she was doing. You know, he's a big, massive guy. And really, she's probably tall for a woman, but next to him, she doesn't look tall. So I'm just going to look in some pictures to put up. Right, I've got to share it, haven't I? Now, I mean, she looks so evil here, doesn't she? Let me go into the images and I get them on. You know, like we quite often say as well, I often say, it's in the eyes. Look at her eyes. Her eyes are dead. Her eyes are flat. So her ex-partner, he took the children off her. Thank God he took the children off her. Though, one thing I will say is later on when she started killing, she would not kill a woman because she didn't want to kill the mother of a child. So although she never wanted to be a mother, and it seems like she didn't treat her children very well, her own children, she at least had one sort of thing, I suppose, where she would not kill women just in case they were mothers of children. So, yeah, very flat eyes, dead eyes. She's got fish eyes, hasn't she? So, seeing her here with this knife and, anyway, I'm looking to show you a picture of Gary. So this is Gary Stretch. And he was like the guy that she started having a relationship with. I mean, I say she started having a relationship with him, but they think that then she was paying for her dependencies by doing, you know, being a sex worker. And it's said, but who knows, because she's never said it, but maybe that's where she started her hatred of men. And that's intriguing because Eileen Wuornos, the American female serial killer who has been executed, you know, she was executed, she said the same thing, that's where she got her hatred of men. I don't know. I don't accept these reasons because how many sex workers are there? I mean, millions across the world, and they don't all go around killing men. So no, I don't agree with that. Anyway, this is Gary Stretch. This other poor guy, I did feel a bit sorry for this Leslie Layton, because he seemed to just get caught up in it all. You know, he just happened to be, I think it was him that just happened to be in the car when she decided she was going to stab some people. Anyway, we're talking about that later. But the other picture I wanted to show is this, where is it now? There's a photo somewhere, it was in the thumbnail, of her when she was like these, look, when she was a little girl. This is Joanna, this is her sister. I mean, you know, where does that happen? Here she is here as well. This lovely picture in the thumbnail. Here it is in colour. How did she go from, look at her, the difference between her eyes there and then her eyes later on here. What happened? What happened in between? When her eyes went from those little sparkling eyes, you know, and the smile and the innocence, and this is what happened to her. So was it drugs or was she just born bad? That always intrigues me, that. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd switch you off then, but I don't think I have. Okay, so right, let me go back to my notes. So then on in February 2012, when she was 29, she was arrested for theft, and she was sent to a hospital for psychiatric evaluation. And she was diagnosed with antisocial disorder and obsessive compulsive disorder. And a year after that, that's when she started this killing spree. Oh, so what I started to say earlier, and I got distracted. Technically, she's not a serial killer. I think she's a spree killer, because she did all the things that she did within 10 days. So serial killer, you know, the definition of a serial killer is normally someone they kill someone, then they have what they call a cooling off period. And that they seem to be able to sort of, what's the word, to stave off their sort of impulses for quite a long time, and then it gradually builds again. And then they do it again, and then they have another cooling off period. So it can happen, you know, maybe they'll only kill a couple of times a year, or a couple of times, you know, maybe once every 3 months or whatever. But Joanna really was more of a spree killer. And I feel with Joanna, what happened when she killed the first one, it just released all her inhibitions, and she enjoyed it, and she'd probably been wanting to do it for quite a long time. And then when she finally did it, she couldn't stop doing it. That's how it feels to me. It was like, you know, and obviously drugs had an effect in it, drugs, drink, whatever she was doing at the time. I don't think, you know, she didn't sit planning it, you know, and she did it was almost like opportunist, because within 10 days to do everything that she did within 10 days, that's not really a serial killer, is it? That is a spree killer. She just, I don't know, she just started going mental. If she'd never done anything before, I mean, I suppose she may have done other things before that we just don't know about, but I don't think so. I think they caught her quite quickly. But anyway, so let's look at how it all happened. Now I've got a couple of things up that explain how it happened. But so the first guy that she killed was Lukas, oh, I'm going to butcher his name, I'm so sorry to his family, Slavovski, and he was a Polish national. And he met Dennehy through a shared interest that they had in drink and drugs. They don't know exactly when he was killed, but he was killed at some point between the 19th and the 29th of March in 2003. Then her other two victims, we have, so she said later that she did that to Lucas and she enjoyed it and she wanted to do it again. Kevin Lee was her landlord at the time, and her lover, he was her landlord and her lover. And I was watching some videos today of his wife talking, and she said he was a very traditional sort of, you know, guy who'd always be home at the same time every day for his tea, and you know, he was very, so I think he was, it seems like he was sort of entranced by Dennehy because she was a lot younger than him, and she was probably really exciting for him because she moved into one of his flats. He was a landlord of, you know, he had various tenants. She moved into one of his flats. Very soon they started some sort of a relationship going, and then she was like his heavy, you know, he needed someone to go out and collect rents and things sometimes when people weren't paying the rent, and she was doing it. She was going out and you know, she was like the enforcer, his enforcer. So I would imagine for someone like him, he was older and he was probably, you know, quite traditional, quite boring. And then she can, I mean, she wasn't unattractive. I wouldn't say she was an attractive one, but she's not unattractive, is she? And, you know, I suppose a woman that makes a big play for you, for a man, a woman, a younger woman making a big play for you, being, you know, quite exciting, probably sexually or whatever. You know, that was probably quite intriguing for him. Anyway, the other person that she murdered was John Chapman, who'd been her housemate in the same house where she lived in Kevin Lee's flat. Now, this poor guy, he had been telling his friends for ages. He was terrified of her. And again, I was watching his friends talking, and they were saying every time he ever mentioned her, he was terrified. You could hear the terror in his, you know, and she had actually said to him, I could kill you and I would just hide you somewhere where nobody would know, where nobody would ever know about you again. So he had actually said that he was scared of her, but he drank a lot and he took a lot of drugs. It's thought that when she murdered him, he was totally blitzed with drink and drugs, maybe even asleep, and she just stabbed him in the heart. And I hope for his sake that he was, because he wouldn't have known anything about it. Now, it seems like with Lucas, the first one that she killed, the Polish guy, she probably enticed him round. You know, they were. He thought that they were in some sort of a relationship. Whether she thought the same, I don't know. But it seems like she deliberately got him to come round to her house so that she could murder him. And then her landlord, Kevin Lee. No one really knows exactly what happened, but when he was found, he was wearing a black sequin dress and he was posed in like a humiliating, you know, sexual position. So she was trying to cause a maximum humiliation to him for whatever reason, Anyway, so apart from the murders, now, I don't know if you know, let me just, because apart from the actual murders that she did, she also stabbed two poor guys. Literally. So, gosh, you don't know where to start with this story. So after she's killed these three people, these three men, she gets her accomplices, Gary Stretch and the other poor unfortunate guy. I personally do feel a little bit sorry for the other guy, because I think he just sort of got right. I mean, he should have gone to the police, of course he should, but I think he just didn't know what to do. So if you see that Gary Stretch, he's a bloody massive guy. She's a nutter, total nutter. I mean, you'd just be terrified. Anyway, as they're driving along, she suddenly decided she wanted to stab someone else. And she stabbed a poor guy called Robin Beressa. Just literally stopped the car, got got out and started stabbing him. And fortunately for him, and a bloody miracle to be honest, he did survive. Anyway, as she's driving off from that particular stabbing, she turns to Gary Stretch and says, "Oh, I want to do another one. Hi, Mr. Dead Skeleton." So she turns around to Gary and says, "I want to do another one." And that's when she found this poor guy, that we're going to have a look at the video while he tells us of what happened to him. He's still alive as well, incredibly. He survived, I don't know if he's still alive now, but he survived the attack. John Rogers, just walking his dog, innocently just walking his dog along the street, and this is what happened to him. We're going to watch him in his own words tell us.
I was walking the dog towards a Psycopath just down there. I turned right onto the Psycopath, which slopes initially when you get on it. And I suddenly felt what I thought was a really heavy punch in the small of my back. And then I turned round. I thought it was probably one of my mates or neighbours messing about, you know. And when I turned round, I saw this woman, and she just kept stabbing me in the chest. And I got the dog with me. And because it slopes down and the force of the blows, I was being pushed backwards all the time. So I let the dog go, thinking that he would run off, but he didn't. And then I fell backwards onto a grass verge, which is just by the Psycopath.
And what did Joanna Dennehy do then?
She carried on stabbing me.
What did you say to her? What did she say to you?
She said something to the effect of, my boyfriend told me to do this. And she also said, "Oh, look, you're bleeding. I'd better do some more." And I think I said, "Just leave me alone, please. Please leave me alone." But she didn't. She just carried on.
Right, just stop that for a minute, because I just want to say thank you, Saskia, for saying I look nice. But also, this guy's reaction is so typically Britishly understated, isn't it? You know, this poor guy has been walking his dog. This fucking lunatic has come running out at him and started stabbing him. She stabbed him about 40 times. And the way he's talking, it's so understated. That is just such a British way. And somebody else asked, am I going to show her in the police station? And I am, yeah, I've got that prepared.
And what was her look like in her eyes, in her manner?
Well, I couldn't really see much of her face, but she was very kind of, like I said in court, very sort of matter of fact about it all. You know, she didn't appear to be showing any emotion whatsoever, really.
And what was going through your mind when this was going on?
Well, I was just waiting for it to stop, really. And then when it did finally stop, I just thought, well, this is it. I'm going to die. Because there was loads and loads of blood on the floor, on the ground.
Police believe you were stabbed more than 30 times by Joanna Dennehy.
That's correct, yeah.
They had to stop counting after that.
It was about 40 in all, I think. I'd like to praise the air ambulance crew that took me to the QE in Birmingham, and also to all the consultant surgeons and nurses. I was in intensive care for about 5 days, and they were just absolutely fantastic.
They saved your life.
They did, yeah, they did.
If you could see Joanna Dennehy and speak to her, what would you say?
Why? That was it, yeah. You know, why did you do it? Please tell me why. You know? That's all I want to know, really. It's changed my outlook a little bit in that, you know, I think you've got to make everything of every day, because you don't know. You could wake up in the morning and get run down by a bus, you know, you don't know what's around the corner. So I try to make the best of every day. Yeah.
Bless him. And you know, it's like he still didn't seem that angry, did he? You know, how... Because the other thing as well, sorry, this is probably the next video that I want to show you, but we have to go through the advert first. Let me see if it's going to come up, because we're going to have a look at her sister talking. But we might have to just sit through the advert. Hang on.
When you found out that Joanna had killed these 3 men and tried to kill 2 others,
let me just stop that a minute, because I just want to say something else about you guy there, John Rogers. She stole his dog. Now, first of all, how did he not die? I mean, he doesn't look that strong, does he? I mean, that guy looks quite frail, you know. I don't know how old he is. He may not actually be that old, but he doesn't look that sort of strong. And so how did he not die after being stabbed 40 times by that lunatic? So he's meant to still be here for whatever reason. She then stole his dog and took his dog off in the car. So I'm presuming he's got his dog back now. But, oh, God, just... Anyway, so this now, what we're watching now, this is Joanna's sister. And I really do feel for her sister, and she talks about their mum and dad. How must that feel? Knowing that, you know, your family has done that.
I don't think you can describe it, to be honest with you. You can't really give it a word. Sick, I suppose. Mostly I could never picture in my own head that she was capable of doing something so monstrous, I suppose. I don't think they had a lot in life, my parents, when they were growing up. So they made sure that me and Joanna had everything.
Sorry, just stop it for a minute. So what we have to remember is these 2 girls, they were brought up the same. There was that picture of them together when Joanna was young, and she just looked like a normal child, didn't she? What happened? Why did she turn out like that? You know, and her sister just seems like such a nice person. If she's well spoken, you know, you can see that they've had a good upbringing.
They never had like opportunities and stuff like that. So that's why they worked so much to give us everything. There was a girl that we loved and then turned into a monster. I don't think you can actually describe it any other way.
Can you understand at all why she's done this?
No, and to be honest, I don't think I'd want to understand how a human being was capable of doing so much damage. And I hope that she never sees daylight again, ever.
Will you ever try and get in contact with her?
Never. Because I wouldn't want more lies and more damage caused to the family she did leave behind all them years ago, which were my mum and dad.
Is there anything you want to say to the victims' families?
I'm just sorry. Sorry for what she's done.
Oh.
I have no right to talk to the victim families. And I wish in a different life they'd understand the sorrow that my parents are going through for them.
Yeah. So, you know, so she's saying she's sorry there. But Joanna has never said she's sorry. Never to this day. her girlfriend from prison, which we're going to talk about shortly, she said she just laughed about it. She was never sorry about any of it. So, hi Maltese, you know, and I agree, Wendy, I think it was drug-induced psychosis. That's exactly what. But having said that, she's still the same now. So it might have been a drug-induced psychosis, but she has to already have that in her. So it's like a perfect storm, isn't it? You could see the difference between her eyes when she was a little girl, that sparkle in the eye, and how human they were. And her eyes now, they're like a dead fish's eye. That's how it looks to me. And that's, to me, you look into those eyes, you're looking into the window of the soul. There is no fucking soul there. There's no soul. She's horrible, horrible. Anyway, so, right, let me just see what's the next. Got a few videos. Sorry, I was just looking at a picture of it. It's just incredible. Now, so she was arrested, finally arrested, and she was taken to prison. That's the next video we're going to look at. So this woman, she just does not, I mean, the police were very quick actually in catching her, I've got to say, for, you know, we criticise the police sometimes, but they were very quick in catching Joanna. Now, I've got a couple of videos, because there was one video that I wanted to show first about, I've seen her with, oh, it must be on the same. Must be on the same video, let me see. Okay, so we're going to look at the video of her taken to the police station first of all. She just does not care. She thinks it's funny. She's flirting with the police. She just, you know, she just makes fun of all of it. Sorry, we've got to sit through an advert first. Oh, I can skip it.
At this point, Joanne is being accompanied by two friends. One of them is Gary Stretch.
Now, oh, sorry, I was trying to pause it there because I wanted to show you. Look
Gary knows
look at
then
these
that
two.
he's got to find her another victim to get her thrill, if you like.
Let me go back to the beginning, actually. Hopefully we won't get another advert.
By two friends. One of them is Gary Stretch.
Look at the size of him.
Gary knows then that he's got to find her
They're holding hands,
to
like...
get her thrill, if you like, somebody else to kill. So he pulls into a cul-de-sac and they come across John Rogers, who is stabbed by...
Let me go back to the beginning there. Yeah. Look at that. She just looks like this petite little, like butter won't melt, doesn't she? He's this massive hulking guy. And they're holding hands as if they're like fucking Hansel and Gretel or something, or... Anyway.
To get her thrill, if you like, somebody else to kill. So he pulls into a cul-de-sac and they come across John Rogers, who is stabbed violently 30 times. She savagely attacks him and she's absolutely sure that she's murdered him.
I think the fact that the final two victims of Dennehy survive will, of course, be something that she wishes hadn't been the case. She wants to kill, but enjoying the hunt and enjoying the trying to slay would no doubt still be something that she relished.
The police had by now formally identified Dennehy and Stretch as suspects in the Kevin Lee murder inquiry. Dennehy is arrested on the 2nd of April 2013, 20 minutes after stabbing her second victim that day. She was taken to Hereford Central Police Station.
When Dennehy was arrested, she was flirting with the officers who arrested her. She was running her hands through her hair. She was very flippant about the charges that she was being presented with, saying, oh, it's murder, it's attempted murder, you know, it's no big deal.
Amazing.
Looks good.
Thanks, Matt. That makes me feel so good. Real sexy.
Sure.
Oh my God, she's flirting with that policeman. He must have been shitting himself.
Not a t-shirt, it's a tent.
Joanna, signature from you that we've got your property.
Right, so one mouthful, attempted murder and murder.
You've been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder and murder.
Could be worse.
It could be worse. How could it be worse?
This person is not anxious or concerned or remorseful that she has been arrested and she is where she is. She was very, very calm. She was almost, I would say, enjoying it. She was flirting with the officers. She was smiling. She was leaning across the desk in a very, very kind of familiar way.
You look like oh, thank you.
Tiny. I've never been called tiny. I feel really flattered now. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's lovely.
It's not bad for a murderer.
It's a good one, actually.
Oh my God, they're having a great time, aren't they? I mean, I presume they're just trying to placate her and, you know, so she's flirted with the male police officer. Now she's flirting with the female police officer.
Joanna Dennehy is so unusual because she is one of those individuals who is a true psychopath. She wants people to know about her work. It excites her. The normal things that would cause you and I fear, panic, they're the things that incite feelings that are good for her. That's how she gets her hits. Extremes. Murder, extreme. Being chased by the police, extreme. She has no sense of human balance.
Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? You know, it's like, it's just something else, isn't it? She's loving it. Oh, it gets worse than that. It gets worse than that. So while she was being held on remand, while she was waiting for a court case, she formed a plot to escape, which involved taking the finger, killing one of the prison wardens, taking their finger to use, because it must have the fingerprint recognition on the, you know, on the doors or whatever. And she, luckily, it was found out about and she was put into solitary confinement because of this plot that they found out about, that she was planning on killing this poor prison officer, using their, or maybe not killing them, but chopping off their finger to use it to open the doors and escape. Anyway, she was put into solitary confinement, which apparently she hated. Well, she will hate that. Because she's a psychopath, she draws on the energies of other people, doesn't she? So if all she's left with is herself, that is the worst punishment you can do for someone like that. She needs other people to feed her ego, to feed everything. So apparently that period that she spent in solitary confinement was terrible. Anyway, I don't think she has got, well, Desi, she was, what was she diagnosed with? Not personality disorder, something, nothing specific, no. Anyway, then, of course, then the court case came up and she was found guilty. Well, she wasn't found guilty, sorry, I apologise. She pled guilty because she wanted to take control of everything. She virtually turned around to the judge and just said, oh, look, I've pled guilty and that's it. I don't like anyone controlling me. I don't want a solicitor control me. I don't want anyone control me. I've pled guilty and that's it. She wanted to take control in everything. Apparently that is all that she's about, is control. So she pled guilty, so she was given a whole life tariff and she's one of only 2 women. The other woman is Rose West, who has a whole life tariff, which means they can never be released. That was it, antisocial. I've got it written down there somewhere what she was actually, but diagnosed with it was obsessive compulsive disorder and yeah, antisocial disorder. So antisocial disorder and obsessive compulsive disorder she was diagnosed with years before. Anyway, so yeah, only her and Rose West are the only women that have ever been given a whole life tariff. I'm presuming you all know who Rose West is. I still haven't got around to doing the West. So unfortunately, there's too many serial killers to do, isn't there? But of course, she was a woman who, with her husband Fred West, they were serial killers. But there's another point to that story, because eventually Joanna was put in the same prison as Rose West, and she threatened to kill her. So Rose West was moved out of that prison into another prison for her own safety from Joanna Dennehy. So that's interesting. I don't think she'd ever stop. I'm surprised she hasn't killed, in prison, to be honest, because so having said that, she has been entertaining herself in prison, because what she did was she fell in love in prison with another prisoner who is now out, and sold her story to the Sun. So that's what we're going to look at now. So this is Joanna Dennehy's prison lover. She's now out of prison, so their relationship is over with now. As soon as she got out of prison, she sold her story to the Sun. So I expect she made quite a lot of money out of that. And apparently that's why I put on the thumbnail about the fully committed psychopath, because that's what she declared herself as to her lover. She promised her, you have a fully committed psychopath. And she sent dozens of letters to this, to her lover, to her partner in prison, Hayley Palmer. They wanted to get married, but Hayley's family tried to object to it because they felt that Joanna would be dangerous to Hayley. And they were right, because they actually made a suicide pact. They actually attempted suicide together while they were in prison. And it's Palmer who revealed just how she had no remorse, because she laughed about her crimes. She had no regrets whatsoever. So they met and became lovers in Her Majesty's, oh gosh, no, it's His Majesty's prison now, Bronzefield in Surrey. And she said, Dennehy wrote a letter to her and said, to me, you will never be anything other than real, the first person to creep under my skin. You have a fully committed psychopath. Together we will travel a path so beautifully dark, so mentally and physically dangerous, we will cease to know where I begin and you end. That's really scary, isn't it? I think. So yeah, the pair tried to kill themselves in 2018 amid fears of being split by prison bosses. Palmer was later transferred before being released. So she says that Dennehy stopped calling her 2 months ago and they've now split. And Palmer said she would have carried on if she wasn't stopped. Well, what were you having an affair with her for fuck's sake? So there you go. So that's one way she was entertaining herself in prison. She'll have another girlfriend now. There'll be, of course she will. I mean, really, if she sort of swings both ways a bit like that, then is prison going to be that difficult for her, really? As long as she's got people to manipulate. The worst thing for her would be to be in solitary confinement, because that really affected her badly. But, Yes, I'm not even going to read some of them comments. Now, let's see. Was that the last thing that I had to show you? I forgot anything else to show you. So, up to today, she's still there. She's in prison. She's never coming out of prison. But do you know what? I think she's probably having a good time in prison. So, I don't know if you noticed, like what that girl before said. Dennehy stopped calling her. She'll have found somebody else. She's not going to keep calling her. That woman's out of prison now. She's not going to be interested in her because she can't see her every day. She can't manipulate her. She'll have found a new partner now. Someone that she can see every day, that she can have a relationship with. And she'll have started on her as well. So she had a lucky escape, really. I don't understand. I mean, wouldn't she have been... Oh, God, I would have been terrified of her. You know, even if I did sort of, if I was that way inclined, which I'm not, but I would have been terrified of her. I would have been absolutely terrified of her. Okay, I think that's more or less everything that I wanted to tell you about her. Don't know about her children. Oh, yeah, because, yeah, she'll have found it. She will definitely have found another supply. Well, the thing is, I think people who go into prison, even if they're not lesbians or if they're not gay, if they're men, you know, sometimes they just have to make do with what they've got. You know, that's like, they might not have been interested in men or women before, but, you know, what you're going to do if you're going to be in there for life, you've got to take a decision. Either you're going to be celibate for the rest of your life, or I suppose you're going to... I don't know, make the best of whatever. I don't know. But I just think that's what I do think that Joanna is. I think she is a psychopath. I don't think she did it because she was abused by her father or because she had well, she did it because of drugs, maybe, but not just because of drugs, because lots of people take drugs and they don't do things like that. So there's something more to her, isn't there? There's something more sinister to her, because you have to have those. Lot of people take drugs. Some people take drugs day in, day out, but they don't just jump out of a car and start stabbing some poor old guy with his dog. You know, so it's like people blaming things on their childhood, or blaming it on this, or blaming it on that. I think some people just genuinely are inside bad. You know, they're bad. She probably, maybe the drugs and things release their inhibitions to do it. Drugs, alcohol, whatever. Maybe if it wasn't for that, they would never have done it. But they had to have those thoughts, because there's lots of people take, you know, substance abuse is common, but people don't do things like that. So yeah, I think it's got to be in them a bit, isn't it? Hi Hannah, I don't know if I said hello to you. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so I don't think I've got anything else to show you. Just this one more window I've got open, but no, there's nothing on there. So what do we think about her? Oh, bad. Her only redeeming feature is that she wouldn't kill women, because in case they might be mothers. But of course, those guys, they were probably fathers. Did fathers not count, or grandfathers, or whatever? I mean, you know, but that's it. If I had to pick just one thing that I think, oh, well, there's a redeeming feature, that's the only one, and it's crap. But, I know. So, there you go. That is the story of Joanna Dennehy. Sometimes, she really is a one-off. You know, almost a one-off. I mean, she really is. You know, I don't think I can think of anything else or any other person similar to her, any other woman. I know you've got your Rose West and your Myra Hindleys and that, but no one quite like Joanna. And she was not a serial killer. She was really a spree killer. So Wendy, yes, her boyfriend got 2 life sentences. 2 life sentences. Now, you know what it's like in Britain. What does that mean? Let's see if I can have a look, actually. And the other guy who just sort of got roped into it. And I shouldn't say that because he did help them conceal the bodies and things. So it was bad what he did, but he didn't actually do anything. He got, I think it was about 14 years. Let's have a look. Oh, that's, sorry, just something that's come up there which just, you know, validates everything I've just said. The ex-boyfriend of a serial killer, Joanna Dennehy, not the one she was with who's got the prison sentence, but her ex-boyfriend, father of her children. He says she should face the death penalty because she will love prison. He says that she will lord it up in prison and that a whole life sentence is not enough. Actually, let's have a quick look at this video while I've got it up. Bye, Saskia. Hope you're okay. Hey.
What punishment should there be if not spending the rest of your life in prison?
I said it before the trial had finished, and I said it before I seen the comments in the newspapers. It should be capital punishment, as far as I'm concerned. There's certain crimes that need to be punished in the right way.
Yeah, so he reckons that she'll love prison, so. But what else can you do with her? We don't have the death penalty, and that's it. So, oh, night, Saskia. Oh, take care. Hope you're feeling okay. I'll see you tomorrow or Tuesday. So, there you go. I'm going now as well. So, Princess, where's your ghost hunt? You're not going on your ghost hunt? Oh, God, I was trying to find out what had happened to Stretch, wasn't I? God, it's so easy for me to get distracted. Hello, Riley. Look, Riley's coming up because he always knows when it's coming to that. Oh, it's coming up with a different Gary Stretch there. Oh, baby. I'm pretty certain that he got 2 life sentences. Oh, he's 7'3", that guy. Oh, so she is quite tall because he makes her look short, but he is 7'3", so she may well be 6 foot. So he was sentenced to life with a minimum of 19 years, which is not much, really, is it? When you think about that, was in 2014. So if you add 20 onto that, so that's in 33 or something, 32, 33. Gosh. So, yeah, minimum of 19 years in 2014. So, yeah. So in the 2030s, he's due to come out. He was 47 when he was sentenced. So he'd be 67. So he's still, you know, he's still got a life there, hasn't he? Apparently the love letters that he sent to her, he used to sign them off as Undertaker. The Undertaker, your biggest supporter. And he absolutely adored her. He did adore her. Gosh. She seems to have this sort of control over men. I don't know. Yeah, he's got a little in the summer. I normally have it cut off, but in the winter, come on, you're coming up. You're coming up. Come on, hey, come and say hello. And let me move that. In the oh, I don't know how to get it off. I don't know how to take it off. So, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come and say hello or goodbye. Yeah, in the winter I grow him a little Mohican here, but in the summer he has it all cut off. In fact, he needs a clip now because it's too hot, isn't it, baby? So Riley has to be clipped because he doesn't molt. So he has to be clipped every month and he's due for one now, to be honest. Bless him. It's probably boiling hot. Yes, Princess. Yeah, send me a video if you take one. Yeah, so maybe around tomorrow for the live of Lucy being sentenced, Lucy Letby. It depends what time it is because I've got classes here and there through the day. So if I can, I will be on live to talk about it. I've got a few videos. I wish it would just fall down and then I'd feel like doing. I mean, I've been doing quite a few videos to be honest, but if it was cooler, I'd do a lot more. I mean, just sometimes I just have to go and lie down because it's just so hot. But anyway, so I will see you very soon, and so yeah, remember to always live and love very carefully. You know, Joanna Dennehy. I mean, there's some strange people out there. Luckily, it's very rare, isn't it? It's very rare. Someone like Joanna, she is almost a one-off, really, isn't she? I mean, if you think of all the millions of people in the world, all the millions of people just in the UK, you know, she's a one-off. Same as in America with Eileen Wuornos. You know, it's not common. It's not common. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Rio. Thank you, Lady Doglove. Look, you're all saying goodbye to each other. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everyone. Desi, Jackie, of course, and adios. Yeah, Jackie's right, getting into her Spanish. Thank you, Rabbit Man. Take care. And I'll see you soon. So, till I see you again, may your God always go with you. Thank you.